When the App Store began almost a decade ago, things were simple. Pay once, use forever. People would happily pay $5 or even $10 for a good game. And when demand grew for apps, so did supply. More people in the business of making apps meant more competition and a dangerous race to the bottom. The average price of a game is about 49 cents, and it's been lowering for years. All of this competition has made many switch to freemium, where apps are free to download with optional premium upgrades. This would seem a great solution. Apps can still make a profit through upgrades, but we get our apps far cheaper. How great is that? But as it turns out, cheap can be quite expensive. When the price of apps fell, companies didn't just decide to settle for less money, they got very clever. Remember, if you aren't paying for a product, chances are you are the product. Instead of paying with dollars and cents, we pay in time, attention, and privacy. The most generous apps cover your screen with ads, praying that you accidentally tap one in a moment of poor coordination. But many are far less kind. They manipulate your brain with tricks designed to deceive you for as much profit as possible. And in some cases, it's even worse. The company MoviePass recently decided to lower its price to just $10 a month. That's a free movie every day for basically the price of a single ticket. This should set off your alarms. MoviePass hasn't become a movie charity. Something else is happening. Their goal is to collect as much user data as possible, which can be used for marketing purposes or sold to third parties. So this means MoviePass is no longer a product for consumers, but a product of consumers. Likewise, when people stop paying for apps, they invite developers to find new ways to stay alive, even if it means selling their users. But maybe you'd happily sign on this dotted line. Sure, you don't like ads, but at least your apps are free. Sadly, this is only going to get a lot worse. Developers that resist freemium will keep making less and less money until they go out of business. The market actively selects for and encourages poor practices, and will keep doing so, getting worse and worse over time. The good news is that it's not too late. There are things everyone can do to stop this race to the bottom. Firstly, Apple is the all-powerful god of the App Store. They decide who is allowed in and who gets blessed. By better promoting paid apps, they can encourage that business model. And by allowing a free trial feature, people would be more likely to try and eventually pay for apps. Next, developers. In many cases, they've changed their practices not because they wanted to, but because of demands forced upon them. The solution is not to silently accept the changes, but to communicate the problem. If you pay for this app, we don't have to exploit you to survive, and we can even afford to update it in the future. Lastly, we the consumers are largely to blame. We need a new mindset, not of always finding the very cheapest app, but sometimes being willing to pay for apps we want to stick around. Of course, some apps will and really should stay freemium, but it has gone too far, and we should be trying to reverse this trend.